Loving you is like flowing water, baby. You give me the strength through the fire, baby. I'm gonna be your.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. All right, so this is going to be our first pick a card reading on this channel, and I'm super excited about it, a little nervous about it, but I think it's going to go over really well. So I do realize that some of you guys may not know exactly how a pick a card works, so I'm going to tell you. So this pick a card is going to be about your 2020. What is the rest of your 2020 going to look like? I know it's been a crazy first half of the year, so I kind of wanted to dive deep in a little bit to see kind of like what 2020 has in store for you next. So for those that have never done this before, basically super simple. You'll look at the three stacks. We have the peacock pyrite, we have the gold pyrite, and we have the selenite. Okay, so you'll see which crystal resonates with you. You don't have to rush it. You can actually pause the video right now, take a look at the crystals, and see which one speaks to you. Then you'd pick the crystal that you like. Then you'd scroll over to the timestamp where I will be doing the reading for this crystal. So this the peacock pyrite will be group number one. The gold pyrite will be group number two, and the celestite will be group number three. All right. And so then we will get into your specific reading. And those of you guys that know how this goes, well, welcome, and let's get into your reading. All right, group number one, you guys chose the peacock pyrite. So let's get into these readings. Okay, let's see what these messages have in store. All right, so first, let's start with the tarot. Okay. Mm. All right, so we got the Chariot, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Wands. So immediately off the top, I can see movement. Okay, there's some movement on. There's some drive. There's some passion, and to me, this feels like you're at a point now where you are looking for people, friends, family members. Um, if people are not on the same page as far as getting to the bag, passion, goals, you're moving on. Like you're done. You're done feeling sorry for people. You're done babying people because this year has shown you a lot. And so going into the rest of 2020, you're finding that you're like, you know what? Listen, I have to make the best of my year with this Queen of Wands. So with this chariot card, listen, I'm gonna move on. I can't be sitting around and waiting for you guys like for people with this Three of Wands. Listen, if you're not ready to meet me where I'm at, mentally and physically, and just doing things to better yourself, if you don't have that kind of passion to see beyond, and if you're like in this stuck in this woe is me or this complacent mindset, you're moving on. You're not you're over being the strong person and listening to what everybody's woes, because there's a lot of times that people, they don't actually there a lot of times people like to just complain, right? And just, I can't do anything, or if we weren't in this situation, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. You're over the excuses from people. You're over feeling sorry for yourself. You're over feeling sorry for others. And you're over other people feeling sorry for themselves. And so you're starting to realize that a lot of people are just talk. And you're moving on from some of them relationships because sometimes, and I feel it, because sometimes you got to be like, look, all right, you're not growing and you're not going to hold me back. So I'm moving on. Okay. I have a lot to do with this Queen of Wands. I'm very passionate. I'm passionate about my friends, passionate about my careers, passionate about my pets, passionate about things that I love, things that drive you. That's what you are. You're a very passionate person, and you can't sit for too long, and you can be compassionate towards others. But however, your passion is going to start to take over you, and you're going to start to see that other people, anybody that's not ready to show you that they're a go getter as well, you're moving on past that. You know what I mean? Where and for the rest half of 2020, you are trying to make it the best rest of the year that you can. So you're not gonna sit around and with a bunch of woe is me people. Like you're like, all right, what's next? How do I move forward? I still have big goals. I still have big dreams, and I'm moving forward. So let's get some additional messages. Okay, so we got stillness, purification, and alignment. So I feel like you're also going to be in that point of planning, right? With that stillness, you're at a point where you're clearing out your energy. That's what that purification is. Clearing out that extra noise and aligning yourself so that you can execute the goals that you see out in the horizon for you, right? You this planning, these passions. You have things that you want to execute. So I see a lot of time being spent with yourself and really figuring out what it is that you want. And I feel like you've already been doing that. And that's what's kind of helping you get to the point where it's like, all right, hmm, some people are not really serving me anymore, or they're just not going to get with the program. So I'm going to have to move on. So your purification, you're purifying your life. You're cleansing yourself. You're cleansing yourself of toxic people, negative energy, woe is me, self doubt, self complacency, and you're getting yourself back in alignment. With reality. And a lot of us, this whole year has literally kicked us off, right? Kicked the whole country, the whole world has been kicked off of alignment. But you are determined to get back in alignment, and it starts with having that sacred space to just be still, think, and purify yourself. So I feel like you're going through a cleansing process because you're like, listen, I have big goals. I have big ambitions, and we're gonna get there. And a little C-19, a little Corona ain't gonna stop it. Okay, ain't gonna stop the rest of my year, the rest of my life. So you're at this point where you're washing away all drama, all BS, and you're trying to align yourself back to a place of success and forward moving, which I think is super dope. Let's also see. Ooh. Okay, so I'm also seeing open up. There's love on the horizon. So you and release. So here's the thing. I also kind of feel like there might be an opportunity for you to actually find some new a new relationship or a new connection, or even if you have a relationship, it might be a time to spicing things up as well in your relationships this year. Communicate more, open up to your partner. There's love there, you know what I mean. And if you're not in a relationship, don't let things. I don't see you letting things hold you back. And if you are, don't let the current conditions and the climate of the world make it a reason for you not to go and find love and meet people, because there are connections that are I see growing for you. Just make sure you know how to with this release, it's becoming more open. You know what I mean? Because as you can be a very passionate and strong-minded, strong-willed person, it's kind of hard to let people in at times, especially when it comes to relationships, because it's like, well, I'm working on a goal. I got things that I'm doing, and I'm working on a business or whatever it is. It's like I don't have time for love. I don't have time for relationships. But sometimes you do need that release. A release is good, and also release to me could be, some physical action as well. You know what I mean? So listen, go and get you some. It may not all just be a relationship, just like a whole let's get married. Sometimes you might have to go get it in. I'm gonna be honest with you. A little release can go a long way. All right. So don't deprive yourself of a little affection. Okay. Don't deprive yourself. Open up. All right. Be smart about it. Still wear your mask. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't deprive yourself of a great release. And I feel like you're going to get that. I feel like you're opening yourself up. You're going to be at a point where now, listen, you're stepping back into your own. You're aligning yourself, so things are going to start falling back into place of normalcy for you. What else do I see here? Let's take some more additional messages. Aquarius, Aries, and air energy. Okay, so let me see with this Aquarius energy. The communicative energy of air finds determination in the fixed stick to it quality. You may not have the answers, but you have the network available to you. Use it and answer, and the answer to everything is at your fingertips. Key phrase. I know it's a little misleading. You don't necessarily know the answers, but rather you know how to find them. In this situation, ask who has the information I need. Also, Google is your friend. Having big visions and loving ideas makes for great conversations, but can leave relationships empty of human emotions and others feeling neglected. Avoid being distant and detached and cold. See, that's an Aquarius energy. So you have your big ideas, you have all of those things, you have your passion, you have your drive, but don't be so fixed on that to where you also forget the fact that you have loved ones if you are in a relationship, or don't deprive yourself of finding love with people that are trying to communicate with you. And it's not just I guess sexual relationships or like boyfriend girlfriend type relationship. This can also be family members, brothers, sisters, children, things like that. You know what I mean? So actually find that time to balance. And with that air energy, it's two air energies here. Aquarius is the air sign, and we have the full air here. Be fluid. Take some time to breathe. You know what I'm saying? Think logically through it. Air is a good sign of logic, cleansing. Whenever you need to take a break, step back and get some air. But allow your thoughts and allow your body, allow your mind to flow. All right. Don't be so tense and so fixed on one idea where you're neglecting others and other spaces. With this Aries energy, it could be, your cardinal fire sign, cardinal, and that's a lot fire here with this wand. So you're very strong will, you're ready to get started. You're a go-getter. You're gonna get that started. There's a lot of, you're gonna start a lot of stuff. Those passions are burning, but you just, like I said, you don't want to make, you want to make sure that you're leaving time for love and for yourself and to stay aligned. But as far as this Aries here too, you're moving on. Anybody that's not getting it, it also coordinates with this Chariot and this Three of Wands. If people are not getting it, you're leaving those people around. You're leaving those people behind. You've moved on. You're starting something new. That just confirms this Queen of Wands energy with this Three of Wands. You're moving forward. It's time to kick it into gear with our passion. So it's still letting us know that, listen, passions are still here, but in the midst of developing your passions and things like that, don't be so fixed on losing out on what's important, which is family as well. Okay. So you want to maintain that. You want to maintain those relationships with your family as well, and those people that mean a lot to you. Last thing here, just some guided stuff here. We got Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. Okay. Devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. Okay. And then we have heart awakening. Awakening to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive balance. So that's that love. That's the soul of your reading. You have what it takes. Is you are going to tap in back into your passions and your plans and your routine that perhaps maybe you had that got disturbed in the beginning of this year. But don't forget the things that matters, like family, relationships, because people do love you. So don't become too focused on that where you start to lose sight of the family and relationships and the connections that matter. However, you don't have to sit around and surround yourself around friends and people that are not doing what they need to do to move forward in life. So you don't need to be held back by people. However, you don't want to be so engulfed in work and things like that to where you're not spending time with people that actually do care about you and love and support you, because we all need to be we all need love, right? We all need to vent, we all need to relax, we all need to um, recharge. And so while you going hard and you're at this phase where, like, hey, I'm going at it and nothing's gonna stop me. I'm getting back on track. I'm taking my life back. There are going to be moments where you're going to need to recharge because it's a lot of energy, and you're going to be faced with a lot in this year, because this year in itself is a lot. However, your family and the people that care about you the most unconditionally are going to be the ones that actually nurture you and help that purification process and help you actually get back aligned. So you want to make sure that you focus on the things that matter and you go for your dreams. And anybody that doesn't get it and anybody that's holding you back, you got to move on. All right. So that's your reading, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. All right, group number two. You guys chose actually one of my favorite crystals, the gold pyrite. As you can see, I love the gold pyrite. I actually have a big one right there. I love gold pyrite. So shout out to that. It's one of my favorite stones. So shout out to the gold pyrite. So you guys chose that. So let's get into your reading, baby. All right. So we gotta see what the tarot's talking about. Ooh, money, money, money. Oh, okay. So immediately I'm feeling like, listen, um, we got the Six of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. So you're at a point of reevaluating. Um, I kind of feel like this is a career situation. Things that like because I feel like with this Six of Pentacles, this makes me feel like you're going to be reevaluating jobs and opportunities that no longer suit you anymore, right? Because I feel like with this Five of Cups here, you're not fulfilled. So you're reevaluating things now that don't fulfill you anymore. You know what I mean? It might be a job, it might be a relationship, it might be, but to me, this could be a school. This could be education. To me, I feel like you're at a point where you're realizing that. Listen, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not really happy. I think 2020 has put a lot of us in a place where we were forced to reevaluate our life, reevaluate things that we like to do, reevaluate our passions, reevaluate the type of work that we do. And I feel like you're at a point where maybe you thought you liked something, it was good. Maybe some of you guys are actually at a job now when you're like, you know what? I'm making good money, but I realize I don't like this. I don't like this. I'm really not happy. You guys are at a point where you're like, wow, you're realizing that, listen, I'm not feeling this anymore. I don't like this. I don't want to do this kind of work. I don't want to go to school for this. I don't like this job. You're at a point where you're like, I'm not happy. This isn't working for me. So you're reevaluating it now and you're trying to figure out what's next. What can you do next? That's what this next part of 2020 is going to happen for you. I feel like you're not fulfilled, and you're at a point where you're starting to notice that, and now it's starting to affect you, and you're realizing that, hey, listen, something's got to change because it could be affecting your personal relationships, you interpersonally, right? Gives us a lot of anxiety when we're not happy, especially when it comes to jobs and finances and money. And we realize, like, oh my God, I went to school and for all these years and I did this, or I've been working this job for this amount of time. I've been doing this, busting my butt, and I hate this place. And so I think that you're at that point now where emotionally you're just like, I have to get my emotions in order because I'm really not happy, you know? And so you're at a point where you're reevaluating, things like that. So let's take some, yes. Um, yeah, so now we have wonders, forgiveness, and community. So this goes back to what I'm saying. So for me, I feel like you know that there's a bigger picture for you, and I feel like that with this wonders, there is a bigger picture for you. There's a much bigger picture for you out there. You have to take the risk, right? And sometimes that's the biggest part of us too. That's why we get stuck in these jobs, we get stuck in these situations because it's like, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to lose what's working, but I'm miserable, right? But then you get to this point where you're reevaluating and you get scared because you're like, oh my God, this is all I know. But I'm here to tell you there's wonders here, right? And then forgiveness. So this forgiveness piece to me is like, forgive yourself. You know what I mean? Don't beat yourself up about it. If you did something that maybe you made a wrong decision, maybe you thought you were making the right decision, and guess what? Maybe you realizing 5 years later that wasn't what you were supposed to do. Maybe you made an investment in something and you realize, hey, that wasn't what you were supposed to do. Maybe you spent some money somewhere, right? And you weren't supposed to spend that money, right? You spent that money, you came into some money, you spent that money, and now you're regretting it. And you're like, oh my God, I should have never done that. Why did I do that? Listen, it's okay. You know what I mean? Because with this community card, is this. You have a lot of people that has your back. You have a lot of people around you that want you to win. So be careful with the idea of feeling like you don't want people to know that you're unhappy or you're struggling or you're frustrated or you're confused. It's okay, because if you think that you're all in this all alone, then you will be all in it alone. But actually, there's a lot of people waiting around the corner to be a support system to you. There's a lot of people waiting to help you, and it may not be in a monetary way. It may not be in a way of anything tangible. It might just be there to listen and genuinely having your back. What this boils down to, you need to just find your people, and your people that just genuinely support you, because they're out there, right? So open up, let people know it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to let people know that you're at square one. I feel like you've always been a person that's been like so strong and always had it together, right? Group number two. But then it's at a point where now you might need other people because you're lost. You know what I mean? I feel like getting into this for the rest of the year, you're going to be at a reevaluating state, and you're going to need some people to lean on. You're going to need some people to give advice to. Somebody's going to have to know that, hey, I need to make a shift. Things are not going the exact way I felt that they were going to go in my life, or they should be going. I'm not happy doing this anymore. I'm not happy working this job. I know it looks good. I know it feels good, but I hate it. You know what I mean? I feel like this is for people that literally are working a job that they hate, and they're ready to get the hell out of it. You know what I'm saying? But they're afraid because the money is good, or they have to work there because they feel like they don't know how they're going to do anything else, or they went to school this whole time and got this degree, and now they've gotten this job and they're like, no, I can't quit, I'm going to look like a failure. What happens next? No, sometimes your biggest win comes in your darkest hour, right? So sometimes you have to actually cut everything off, sit back, and then you see this, how this wondrous crystal is literally coming through the darkness, coming through the shadow of dark, right? It's literally coming through it and coming out on the other side just as clear and pretty. So you got to make sure, yeah, it's going to be a time that's dark. Absolutely. Absolutely. No one said this is going to be easy, right? And sometimes you're going to have to forgive yourself, and you're going to have to forgive people around you, because those are the people that you're going to need to have your back. I feel like there's some healing that needs to be done secretly too. So whether this is like your family, whether it's a relationship, there's some healing that needs to be done within yourself as well, so that you can go ahead and open up to those people, and so that they can have your back, so that you can get to the next stage in this life, in your life, and finish out 2020 strong. So that's what you're going to be working on. Okay, let's take some more. Let's see what else we got here. Embrace. Just breathe. Dreams come true. Wow. So with this embrace, it's like embrace the change. Embrace the fact that, listen, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. Embrace the fact that, listen, ish happens, and you're at a point of like, all right, I need to change something. But and I know, because I'm this way too, right? I can get like, when I feel like there's a lot going on, like my anxiety really starts to kick in, and sometimes you just need to breathe. And with this just breathe card, just realize that it's not the end of the world, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So literally just breathe, but figuratively just take a moment, assess the situation, plan. You know what I mean? Um, because you have what it takes to overcome, and use your resources. Again, I keep feeling this. Use your resources of community, um, because there's great opportunity here. Embrace community, embrace change, embrace new ideas. So if people are giving you ideas, suggestions, things that you know or may not have ever thought of before, embrace them. You don't have to do them all, but listen, be open to finding different ways to get to different levels in life, because that is one of the keys to life as well. Taking nuggets and picking up jewels that others drop, and applying them to your life, and using them in a way as a stepping stone to create your own path. So it's going to be very detrimental to you to use your community and the people that love and support you and care about you, and to listen to them, to hear them, and embrace it. And to me, I'm also feeling like, listen, the big with this forgiveness piece too, I'm also feeling like one of your biggest advocates is going to be with someone that you fell out with, right? And you know that, and you probably need to go talk to that person that you fell out with. Maybe you guys have fallen out, whether you need to forgive them or or you know what I mean, or they need to forgive you. But there's some healing that needs to be done with you and them because they're the ones that's going to be able to help you get through this, and you know that. So yeah, take that time. And then again, dreams do come true. Listen, that goes hand in hand with this wonders, right? And that goes hand in hand with your passion. Like you have what it takes. It's just you just want to be more fulfilled now. You want to be emotionally fulfilled. You're not emotionally fulfilled with doing the same routine anymore. You're at a point where you're like, darn, it's 2020. We went through a whole pandemic, and you're starting to realize that shoot, there's more to life than what you're doing now, and you're ready to move forward with that. And so your dreams will come true. You just got to believe, embrace, and relax, baby. And it's coming. Okay? It's coming. It's coming. Even when it feels like, oh my God, how the heck am I going to get through this? How am I going to get here? I feel like it's definitely going to come. Let's see what else, what other additional messages we have. Boom. Uranus, Sagittarius, Earth. Okay, so let's see what we got for Uranus. Uranus is associated with the primal Greek sky god of the same name. Uranus brings up some powerful human needs, such as the desire for freedom and individuality, as well as push towards a larger vision and humanitarian service. Big thoughts, big insights, and big changes are represented in Uranus. That's what I'm saying. You have a bigger goal here. There's a bigger mission for you, and you know this. So you're tapped in. You're tapped into that Uranus energy, and it's coming. With this Sagittarius energy, strong fire energy, but it's a mutable fire sign. So be flexible. That's that embrace, right? Sagittarius are very smart individuals, very witty, charismatic, determined individual. However, they know how to blend. So it's basically calling, the universe is calling, saying that be flexible, right? Be flexible so that you can actually, because you have these big ideas and you have these big visions, you have these big goals, and you're desiring change. It will come, but it might not come in the way that you thought it would come, but it is going to be a change, right? And with this earth energy, I just kind of feel like just feel grounded, believe that it will happen, manifest, speak it into the universe, believe that will happen, that it will happen, and continue to sow seeds that are fruitful and that will grow. So yeah, I think that that's some really dope energy there. So last final card, some final messages for you. Awakening presence, psychic insight, infinite abundance. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. Okay, and then we have psychic insight. Your third eye is open. See the truth for what it is and follow your intuition. That goes back to realizing that, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't have to. I'm done. Right? Follow that because then there's infinite abundance on the way. Just like dreams are coming true, wonders are happening, obstacles are being removed, spiritual support and connections are increasing. There we go. That's that community, baby. Spiritual. That's that. Your support is there. Okay. It's happening. It's happening. Infinite abundance with its wonders. Dreams coming true. You're in a perfect space. So you just gotta believe it. And you gotta take the risk, okay? So shout out to you, group number 2, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. All right, group number 3, you guys chose the selenite crystal. So let's get into your reading. All right. Oh, I love this crystal. It's amazing. All right, boom. Let's see what they're talking about in the tarot. Oh, Knight of Wands. King of Wands, okay. Eight of Cups. So immediately this tells me that you're protecting your peace. You're protecting your energy. I don't know if this is a relationship that you were in, or a person that you were involved with, or something like that. But you're realizing that this encounter, this doesn't suit you anymore. This could be a boss. This could be a lover. This could be a dominant figure, or this could just be with this this King of Wands, to me, this just tells me, listen, there's somebody that's like in your life that you're like, I don't want to be around you anymore. They seem, but to the public, like to most people, they can come across very charismatic, very cool, and maybe that's how they came across to you too, right? But you're starting to realize, listen, you're not who I thought you were, and I'm over this because I've been an emotional wreck. So to me, I kind of feel like, listen, you're at a point now where you're about to cut somebody off, like whether it's a guy or a girl, you're at a point where you're like, listen, I'm protecting my peace, my energy, and you're no longer going to control me, dominate me, tell me what I can and cannot do. I'm at a point where, listen, I'm about to live for me. And I think through 2020, you've realized that now, like, no, with this Nine of Wands, I'm protecting my peace from whatever this figure is. Like there's just been a strong energy that you felt like has been coming into your life, not allowing you to be you, and they've literally been emotionally draining you. And it's time for you to move on. And I feel like this is probably going to be a breakup. Unfortunately, I'm getting breakup energy. I'm getting breakup energy here. I have to be honest with you. I feel like there's going to be a breakup coming, or it's going to be a talk. It's on the brink, or you've been thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what else has got going on. Relaxation, patience, thriving. See, for me, I feel like you're at a point where you're like, I need space. Like I'm tired of this back and forth. I need to relax. You've been patient long enough. I feel like you've tried. I feel like you've tried to work it out. I feel like you're at a point where I'm no longer trying to put myself in situations where I'm going to be concerned about you or this relationship. Like you're at a point where you're putting yourself first because it's for your own mental state. Um, and and I feel like that's what you need to get to back to that point where you're thriving and you're happy and things are moving forward. This is the time where you need to be alone. This is the time I'm getting alone energy. You need to be alone. This relationship, this person that you're involved with, you're done. You're gonna end up cutting them off. You're moving past them in 2020. And I feel like this is kind of like this to me. This is giving me a romantic or a very like a best friend or a lover. It's giving someone very very close like that, and it's at a point where it's like, listen, this relationship is now draining me. To me, it almost is toxic, and I'm over it. I feel like you're over it. I feel like you're moving on. Healing begins. Shine. Sadness and isolation. Exactly. So to me, this feels like yes, it's going to hurt because you love this person. This is definitely a relationship. You love this person, whether it's the best friend, whether this is a lover. This is somebody that you're really, really connected to because you've really seen a lot in them. They're a very influential figure in your life, right? They're a very powerful figure in your life. They mean a lot to you, but it's time for you to cut them off because they're not serving you any good purpose anymore. It's a lot of back and forth. It's a lot of drama, and emotionally, you're done. You've tried. You just need a break. So the healing begins. You know what I mean? I feel like you are going to start to heal. You're going to get over it because you're realizing that, hey, listen, this is not serving me anymore. I'm not happy with this relationship. But it's going to hurt, right? You probably don't want to hear this. You're probably feeling like, damn, wish I would have picked this stack. But it's not all bad. I feel like you need to get out of this situation, and you will know more better than I would if this resonates with you because that's what's holding you back from living to your highest potential and shining. You know what I mean? Once the healing begins, and you come up out of this situation, you will rise above. So you need to leave this situation in order to get to the next level in life. And the sadness and isolation in reverse, to me, this feels like that you're in a place right now where you're actually isolating yourself from things that matter, social media, the world, people that care, family members. You're at a point right now where you're probably not even talking to people and telling people exactly what's going on in your life, in your relationship, in your house. To me, this feels very relationship. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like you're going to be coming out of that isolation and that sadness. But the only when you come out of that, it's going to be when you come out of this relationship. Or And again, it could be a lover relationship or a close friend, but it's an influential person in your life and a very close person in your life. But unfortunately, there needs to be a separation. Even if you guys don't separate for good, there needs to be a period of separation for an extended amount of time in order for both of you guys to perhaps get on a path where you're striving and you can protect your peace. Because perhaps, you can both be toxic towards one another. So let's see what's going on here. Mars, confusion. It's a lot of arguing. Mars energy is warring. It's a lot of negativity there. There's probably a lot of bickering back and forth, right? Got Mars energy. Scorpio, secrets, deceit, lies. So somebody's there's, you're going to start to realize that, listen, you're over the arguing, you're over the lies, you're over the manipulation with this Scorpio energy, this Mars energy. You're over the secrets, right? It's time now to focus on the bad. Focus on what really matters. Getting focus on your foundation. You're going to be at a point where you're like, listen, I'm done. I've tried to be patient with you. I've tried, but we keep going back and forth with this Mars energy. You keep lying to me. You keep having me in these situations, or perhaps maybe it's you. But someone in this situation is holding another person back and being deceitful, and there's just a lot of bickering back and forth, and people are at a point now where they want to protect their peace, and I feel like you're at a point where you want to protect your peace, and that's what's important. And so you're walking away. I see you walking away from this relationship in 2020, whether it's for an extended amount of time or whether it's for good. There will be a relationship that you end up walking away from by the end of this year, because you just got to focus on you, focus on that bag, focus on that Taurus energy, really aligning yourself, getting settled in a plan, and executing it and finishing it. Like, that's what's more important. This tit for tat, this back and forth, this other BS that you've been dealing with is not important right now, and you're starting to realize what's more important with this Taurus energy. So you're at a point where it's like, listen, I'm done with the extraness. I don't care. It's a revolving, it's a circle, and it's time for it's just you're at a point where you're probably like, listen, I'm done. So I think but that's needed. And again, this may not resonate for everybody. Everybody may not be in a relationship, and everybody may not be beefing. But if it resonates with you, then you know what I mean. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely getting that. So let's see what else we got here. Soul expansion, light activation, ascension. So to me, this is all growing and shine. Goes with that shine. And then you see this? Look at that. You know what I mean? It's just that moving forward. It's just peace. So your consciousness is expanding. Your consciousness is expanding. Um, you understand the connections between all things. Shine your light. Your internal guidance is coming through loud and clear. Ascension, move into your true self. Rise above the darkness. The light is here. So to me, this just says, listen, you're coming into a spiritual awakening as well, where things like this, certain relationships and beefing and arguing and toxicity, like life is too short, right? Life is too short. And if it seems like it's going to continue going, and no matter what you do, there needs to be a break. And you're starting to realize that. And so I think spiritually, you're becoming more in tune. And um, even if you're not a spiritual person like that all the time, I think the universe has put things in your way for you to unconsciously or subconsciously react, and cause a shift. So I wouldn't look at this as a negative reading. Unfortunately, nobody wants to hear that they're going to walk away, or it's confirmation that they should walk away from a toxic relationship, whether it's a friendship or lovers or something like that, someone that they care about, right? And that's very important in their life. However, sometimes we have to hear things that we don't necessarily want to hear, but it's for your higher self so that you can thrive and shine, right? Because through all of this, you need to relax, and there's a point where the mind needs to quiet. And you cannot quiet your mind and relax in chaos with this Mars energy, with secrets and deceit and insecurities and just a lot of with that Scorpio energy. You can't. Scorpios also mean death and transformation and renewing. So to me, this feels like, listen, it's time to transform. It's time for something to die to come alive again. So this is all a sign that in order for you to get to the next level in your life, you need a break from this person. This person needs to be cut off for some time. So those are my thoughts on that. And yeah. So let me know if any of this resonated with you guys. Let me know how you guys felt about these pick a cards. I'll be checking them out in the comments below. And again, thank you guys for supporting. And thank you guys for watching my channel. And please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends. And until next time, I want you to keep that same energy. And I'll see you soon. Bye.